Hey, everybody. I see you. I see you. Let's see who's on. Hi, Brittany. I love you in blue. So cute. Let's see. Hi, Anne. Hey, Emily. I see you. Hi, Lizzie. We got Michelle and her sidekick. I see you guys. Hey, Nicole. Hey, Angela. Amber and Amy, Erica with the teeny baby tiny hand wave. I like it. I see you all. Hey, Erica. Hey, Tracy. Susan, I like your beanie looking so cute. I love it. I love it. Welcome, welcome, welcome to the open of the month team call. I swiped too far. I made you all go away. I would love to see where you all are zooming in from. I'm watching in the chat. Tell me where you are and what your temperature is. I am in Springfield, Missouri. Oh, duh. Diana, of course, you're in Mexico and she's living the dream. I mean, Tennessee, Sacramento, 45, 47. It feels like a full-on heat wave here. It was in the 60s today in Springfield, and it was like in the negative temperatures where for like a week and a half, it was super, super cold, but we're back. Hey, Katie, we're close. Illinois, the beach. Oh, Dallas is warm, 72. Isn't the world an interesting place? Like the world is just so interesting when you think like we all live in different places with different lives and different families and neither here nor there. But do y'all ever see somebody out somewhere and you like for some reason notice them? And then the thought crosses my mind, I will never see that human being like in an airport. I'm like, I will never see that human being again in my entire life. Like they have a whole thing outside of me. The world is a big place. They're not in my world and I'm not in theirs. And it's weird. I think of weird things like that. Mark, do you think of weird things like that? Yeah, I'm sure you do. Well, good. Well, we are super excited that you're hanging out with us tonight. We have a packed call. Diane, I'm telling you, it's a thing. So if you get a prompting to talk to somebody, if you get a prompting to give somebody a compliment, to pay for their groceries, to buy them a coffee, it might be the only time you ever get to experience that person or that person gets to experience you. You should always act on it because you just never know. Life is short for all the people we love, but life is also short for the people that are in our way while we're on our way on our daily basis. And I think we have the opportunity to just be light and love and joy and let people have a great experience when they bump into you next time at the airport. So we've got so many good things coming. We've got Nick, we've got Mitch, we've got Michael. I mean, we have a lineup here tonight. So if you've got anybody who's missing on the call, I would send them a message and say, hey, I just saw Stephanie Pennington put in her chat thread, hey, the call's starting. Make sure you jump on. So make sure you send out those last minute messages. And then I want you all to stay tuned because at the end, I'm going to pick 4 winners. 2 of you beautiful, amazing people are going to win $75 in swag, which y'all, we have the best swag. And 2 of you amazing people are going to win shaker cups. So make sure you stay tuned all call because you must be present to win. I can't tell you how you're going to win, but it's going to be really good. So I am going to kick the call over to our fearless leader, Nick. What's happening, Nick? I saw you were skiing today with your family. I love it.
What's up? How's it going?
What's up, Turkey?
That's hilarious. Everybody's getting all these warm temperatures now. In Minnesota, warm for us is 24 degrees, which is what it was today.
Crash. You need to move.
Tonight we're supposed to get 11 inches of snow tomorrow, which should be fun. So can't wait.
That's why you have such big muscles. You're shoveling snow. We know. We see.
I used shoveling as my way of exercising until I was 37 years old. And then I finally broke down and bought a snowblower. So,
well, that's proper. You need that.
Well, hey, what's happening, everybody? Good to see y'all. My name's Nick Martinez. If I haven't met you yet, Obviously, I live out in Minnesota. I have two little girls, Callie and Juliana, who are upstairs going to bed right now. We've been drinking and sharing ketones now for the last 7 years. So if you're new since our last call, for you're new in the last month, just type how many weeks or how many days or how many months you've been part of Prove It. I've always loved seeing that. In fact, let's all join in. Type how long you've been here. You're going to find that on this call, we have people that have been here for 7 years, like myself, and also people that have been here for 7 days, which is really, really cool, or even less than that. So 3 weeks. Wow, awesome. 18 months. I see a whole bunch. So we do this call every single month, and it's kind of our team-wide kickoff call. It's the first Monday of every month. We just come together as a larger community and really just celebrate what we've just gone through, and then talk about the month to come. So I'm excited for this, especially that it's the beginning of a year, which is always kind of a special time. It's a great time to reflect on what's happened over the last year in 2022, and it's also a great time to just focus, to set your sights and to set your vision and your mindset for where you're going in 2023. So I'm excited to be here and just kind of be at the front end of this call. But one thing I want to talk about a little bit is last month. Now, if you are brand new, maybe you've heard of our Go Challenge. Maybe you've heard kind of the building blocks of our rewards plan. We call it MVP. And it's one of those things that you will never get away from. So what I mean by that is the thing that we all, doesn't matter if you've been here for 7 years or 7 days, the thing that you're going to be shooting for each month is either what we call MVP or MVP multiplier. And it's kind of a milestone. It's something that maybe you'll hit and you start to get it consistently, or maybe it's something that you haven't hit yet and you're striving to do so each month and striving just to create more attraction and to dial in the conversations that you're having. But I do want to recognize and celebrate everybody that hit MVP last month. So I think I actually have a slide made by Maddie. Thank you so much, Maddie. So a huge shout out to everyone on this list. And I can't actually see the last couple names on there. But congratulations. Huge list this past month. And this is no small feat. Oh, there we go. Can't miss the grayed out names. So if you see somebody on your team or somebody that you work with that's on here, give them a little shout out in the chat. Congratulations. The neat thing with MVP is you can hit it 3 times. So you got 3 30-day cycles for MVP that you get to run for. It's a $500 bonus each time you hit it. And then after that first kind of 90 days, you get to hit what's called multiplier. It's the same metric, 2,000 in qualifying volume. And then you're going to get $250 every month that you hit it. And if you start to hit it consistently, they actually like triple that each month that you do it 3 times in a row, which is really fun. So big shout out to everybody on this list. Huge congratulations. And one of the things that this helped to qualify for was actually our Bahamas trip. And we have a ton of people that are qualified. And I know we have a ton of people that are going on the trip that's next month, February 2nd through the 6th. So huge shout out to everybody that qualified, and I can't wait to hang out in the Bahamas with all of you guys. It's going to be super, super awesome. And this is the first of many. Like this is the first, not first. This is Prove It did a trip back in August to Mexico, which was incredible. I know a bunch of you were there, and we had so much fun. The conversation was, all right, where are we going next? So I know from the Bahamas, we'll probably be launching our next Prove It trip. And this is something that if you like to travel, this is an opportunity to travel with your friends. It's an opportunity to hang out with people, actually go and build your business while on the road. And honestly, you'll learn more on a vacation in the Bahamas than you will on a Zoom times like, weeks upon weeks upon weeks. Why? Because you get to be around people that are doing this at a high level. You get to be around positive, success-minded people, and you get to have fun in the process. So super, super cool. Huge shout out and congrats. And for those of you that just got started, or maybe you missed qualifying for it, you know what? I can't wait to see you on the next one and at the next Prove It event. So the next thing that we have, and you can stop sharing screen for a minute here, Maddie, is rank ups. And every month, what we get to do is drive for the next rank. And we have 11 ranks in our rewards plan, rank 1 through legend. There's 10, and then the next one is legend. You're going to hear from 2 legends tonight, people that have hit the rank of legend. And all that the rank is a milestone in where your business is. It's a benchmark for the volume that your business created. And if you think about it, volume is equal to the number of people that you're helping with ketones. So if you want your business to grow, you have to help more people with ketones. If you want to earn more money, you want to help more people with ketones. And as you progress through the ranking system, that means you're helping more people. That means you're earning a bigger paycheck, which means your impact is growing, and so is your residual check. So it's kind of fun in that sense. So if you hit a new rank this month, or if you hit a new star level that you hadn't hit before, go ahead and drop it in the chat so that we can celebrate. Unfortunately, this isn't one that I have an easy report that I can pull and just see everybody down the line. But I do want to make sure that we make note of it, because at the end of the day, it's one of those things where we're all running. What you're going to see is there's some months where your volume starts to inch up and you like smash through your existing rank, and then boom, you hit the next one. And then there's other months where you might be a little bit flat, or you might be a little bit low. But the neat thing here is you're not defined by your rank. The rank is not who you are. Who you are is who you decide to be, who you share to the world. It's the impact that you bring to your customers, to your community. And the rank strictly is a benchmark for this as that community starts to grow. So huge shout out to everybody that hit a new rank, and congratulations. On that note, one of the things I wanted to recognize over 2023 was just contribution. It was a year ago this month. We had a champ retreat, which happened to be in Sedona, Arizona. And it was an amazing, amazing experience. And from that retreat, we left and we really came together as a champ team. And many people stepped up and rose their hands and basically just said, hey, I want to contribute at a higher level. I really want to participate and lead calls and do trainings. And I want to recognize a group of people that not just for a month, not just here and there, but literally for the last 12 months have shown up consistently, have shown up on calls, have risen their hand to do behind the scenes tasks, have volunteered time in, time out every single time that we have something like this, saying, yes, I want to step up. I want to participate, and it takes time. The neat thing is if I'm on a Zoom and I'm leading it, I have to be here, right? But if somebody else is participating, like they're taking time away from their family in order to contribute to our community. So I just want to give a quick shout out, and you can just go ahead and share that, Maddie, sorry, to this group of people who literally, and honestly, there's probably 30 or 40 names that should be on this list, because everybody contributes every time they show up, every time they participate. But this group of people, whether it was creating websites, whether it was working inside of our Facebook group, whether it was creating scripts, I just want to say huge, huge, huge thank you for always being there, always raising your hand, and always being there to support. And the last one, I just want to give a special shout out and special recognition. I call this kind of our ultimate contributor, and her name is Amber Horn, and everybody on that list participates a ton. But I will tell you, there is a person, her name is Amber, who every single time, every month, you might see a calendar come up, or you might see a graphic show up, or you might see us do drawings on these calls. And there have been these calls where we do a drawing at the end out of a hat. And Amber literally has been the one every time. I'll do it, Nick. I'll take care of it. I want to help. I want to do the drawing. And she'll spend probably 2 or 3 or 4 hours preparing for this, writing names on pieces of paper, literally, and then drawing them out, and spending so much time and effort to contribute to this community. Amber, Maddie, you can end the screen share. And Amber, are you somewhere where you can come off mute? Where are you at?
Yes, I am.
What's up? So first off, my hat's off to you. I just want to say thank you. I appreciate all of your effort, energy, and time. And this just kind of recognition, you're a representation of many others that are participating at a high level, but I really wanted to say thank you specifically for all that you've done and contributed to our group.
You're welcome. And there's definitely a reason behind that. I value your leadership and the leadership on this team, and I want to learn, and I want to grow, and I want to become that leader. And in order to do so, I need to say yes. and be able to be mentored by great leaders. And I encourage everybody to do that. I've learned so much and grown so much just by saying yes. So thank you for the opportunity. And thank you for all the wonderful comments in the chat too.
Awesome. Thank you. And actually, going to show you something Amber created for us a second ago. How many of you participated in Amber's Canva training on Wednesday last week or Tuesday last week? See a few of you. If you haven't, it is on our Better Starts Here YouTube page, which the guy you don't see necessarily all the time behind the scenes, Matty V, is the one that did the screen shares. He's the one that uploads everything to YouTube. So big shout out in the chat to Matty V. Thank you so much, Matty, for making all of that happen. You see his name in the Pulse. Actually, funny story, you're going to hear from Michael Rutherford here in a little bit, who shared this conversation with the guy named Matty V, who you see his name, who shared it with a guy named Jared, who shared it with a guy named Mitch, who you're going to hear from in a minute, who shared it with me, who shared it with Natalie. Here's the cool thing about the business is that's how it works, right? It's not a super complex business. And Michael might share a little bit of that story. But I know Maddie put up on a Facebook post that this guy, Jared, commented on it. Jared ended up calling a friend, Mitch, and saying, hey, I found something. And here we are today as a result of those conversations. So thank you so much, Amber. And thank you, everyone who's been contributing at a high level to our community. And I remember the first time I met Amber, Brian Underwood always says 90% of life is showing up, right? 90% of life is showing up. And Amber the first time I met her was in Breckenridge, Colorado. We happened to be doing this little mastermind, and somebody messaged, I think it was Keisha or somebody that Amber was working with, messaged Amber and said, hey, do you want to come? She'd enrolled, like 2 weeks prior or a week prior or a couple days prior to that. And Amber didn't have a plane ticket to Breckenridge and they're out of sight to get. So she drove in her car something like 20 hours to get to Breckenridge, shows up, like having driven basically through the night, knows no one. There's 55 people there. We're staying in houses. She's sharing a room with somebody. She has no idea who they are and not sure why she's there, other than she said, I want to do this. So the neat thing with this type of business is all you have to do is say, I want to do this. And then you have to do it over and over and over and over and over again. So thank you so much, Amber. Let me share with you a screen real quick. Many of you, all of you should be part of our Better Starts Here group by now. But this is something that Amber created, and this was our team challenge last month. And I want to bring attention to this because if we focus on simplicity and consistency, the business works. If we try to get complicated, if we try to find the secret, if we try to find out what that person's doing because they're having success and I'm not, we're missing the point, right? I was talking to somebody today about where we're at, me personally are at now in this community and in enrolling customers. And it's easy to look and say, I'm not the keto dad on Facebook. I could never do that. But you wouldn't be looking at the first 18 months of me being the keto dad on Facebook and enrolling 0 customers. Right. So I had to learn, I had to figure it out. And I only did that through trying and through trying and through trying and trying it again and doing it a little different and doing a little different. And then asking other people, getting some coaching, getting some advice, doing it again. And then 18 months later, I got a customer. Right. So the neat thing is, if you have not done this business for 18 months, or if you've done this business for 18 months or less, and you've gotten at least 1 customer from whatever you're doing better than I was. Right. Now, I was still approaching people. I was still talking to people, but from a social media standpoint, that's what it took. So I just want you guys to hear that, see that, understand that as you're here in 2022, we want to create a longer term vision for what we're creating here so that you can look back in 7 years and say, wow, I remember when it wasn't like this. I remember when, and then look what's happened now. So let me show you something. If you haven't seen this, make sure that you go and check it out. This is our inside of our Better Starts Here Facebook group. Let me just exit out so you can see where to find it. Obviously, Better Starts Here. This was our team challenge for the month of December. And I will be sending out a survey so that you can fill in what you were consistent at if you participated in this, so you can get entered into this drawing. But these were just basic things that you could do in order to create some sort of consistency and some sort of action in your business. 1, go live 10 times. And this was from our call, I believe on the 14th or the 12th. Go live 10 times. So that would be once a day, once every other day, something like that. Fill out your Rhino Trend Tracker total, meaning have about 30 conversations with new people. Connect people. You could do a 3-person call, meaning a 3-way call. You could do reels. These are just super basic, simple things that anybody can do in order to build this business. And this isn't meant to be a training call, but I just wanted to bring the attention to the fact that if we do things consistently, if we have a conversation just once every day with a new person, over time that compounds, and next thing you know, the business starts to unfold. So big shout out to everything that happened last month. If we had more time on this call, we'd go through all the amazing accomplishments and achievements that happened last year. There were tons and tons and tons within this community. But I hopefully you can take a moment and pause, especially if you're new, and just say, wow, there's a lot of success to be had here. There's a lot of fun to be had. Now, if you're at a point in your business where maybe you haven't seen that success show up yet, know that with consistency and with a little bit of time and a little bit of effort, anything that you want to achieve here is possible. The only thing that will cause it not to be possible is to stop. So, Natalie, with that, I'll turn it back over to you.
Sweet. I love it. Nick, I mean, your hair is looking so amazing tonight. It's got like the ski lift really gave you some volume. It's like Backstreet Boys or something.
That would be my 6-year-old. We were playing Mexican train dominoes earlier. She sat on my shoulders and said, Dad, is this how you do your hair? And just started running her hands through it. And I'm like, don't, I have to be on a Zoom. She's like, I'm gonna make it better, Daddy. So
I mean, she should be your new stylist. It's looking good. Don't pretend like all of us didn't notice. It was good. We like it. Tell her, great job. Well, you all, we have somebody. Let me check the roster, you all. We have the man, the myth, the legend coming on next. For those of you that don't know, my friend Mitch Newman, he's absolutely amazing. He has helped me more than you could imagine get over myself, get over my own limiting beliefs, get over my own challenges that I have. Just, I mean, is anybody, put a 1 in the chat if you're like, I could stand to grow in the 6 inches between my 2 ears. That helps me also grow sort of my heart and my ability to not only lead myself, but lead other people. He's literally the best of the best of the best. So what I do love is that he's taught me like this much, but I've probably taught him like this much, which is a little more than I've taught him more than he's taught me. I just wanted to make sure everyone knows that. But
tell me your name again. Tell me your name again one more time.
Y'all, I'm just teasing. He's absolutely amazing. For those of you that don't know, he's awesome. So I'm just teasing him. But Mitch, take it away.
Oh, Natalie, where have the years gone? Where have the years gone? Well, welcome everybody. I'm really excited to be here. I always I was looking down and seeing 106 people here, and I thought, wow, that's just fantastic to just keep seeing the consistency and the growth over time, and people investing their time and energy and coming on this call. Those of you on the East Coast and other locations, staying up perhaps a little bit later. I don't know if I was on the East Coast, my teeth would be out by now, but God bless, you're here. Appreciate each and every one of you. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Mitch Newman, and I have been here since the very beginning, when we were just a thought, an idea, a VIP program. We didn't have a compensation plan. We were just sharing and putting experiences out into the marketplace, and to see where we have gone over this past 7 years plus years is really phenomenal. So I live out in the California desert, about 30 minutes east of Palm Springs, in an area called Indian Wells, where they have a huge professional tennis tournament every year. It's peaceful, it's quiet. I live out here with my wife, and we have one daughter who has flown the coop, and a couple of years the other one will leave, and then I don't know what I'll do. I'm so confused. But it is it's pretty exciting to look around and see on this Zoom the people that I've kind of grown up with here, and to see their kids grow up and to see people getting married, people having kids. This is part of what this whole concept of when we talk about community is about, is the sharing of all of these things, the ups, the downs, the sideways, all of it. My background is I have a master's in spiritual psychology, which is the study and practice of conscious awareness. So my whole goal and inspiration within Prove It is to support people in, as they come up against their own resistance, as they come up against themselves, to help people get out of their own way. And that's the beauty of this particular type of industry, where it's not a job. You can't hide. You can't figure out how to get to the next paycheck, but it's really like this, you're the business and we work together. So yes, you can disappear. But what we wanted to do, and the intention from day one, was, can we create a larger net to catch more people who want to get caught, who see the common denominator of the ups and downs and the sideways, really, that they're the common denominator. All of us are. And if we really want to dig in here and start to understand how we can grow, not just within Prove It, but how we grow as really as souls having a human experience, and how we can grow as moms and dads and parents. So many opportunities here that I think are afforded when we come up against our resistance around what it means to basically run our own business, naturally with the support of others, but still it's ultimately up to us each day to be able to get up and make phone calls and do the types of things that we do to grow our business. So when people come up against their resistance, they tend to call me, and I love that. Some people say, "Oh my God, how do you do that all the time?" I go, "I love it. Like, that's my juice. I want to see people succeed. I want to see people grow. Teach them the tools and teach you the tools that I learned, that supported me, that I know that work. And I want to lift up the community, lift up each and every one of you as a result of it." So part of the thing that we talk about here and Prove It is really like, what is the vision that we hold? And a lot of times I like to ask the question and encourage people to ask themselves the question is, what is the quality of experience that you're looking for in your life and within your Prove It business? What's the quality of experience? Because I think that's where we can really start to dig in and say, well, what is this all really all about for me? Like, what is it that pulled me here? What is it that got me here? And there's really 4 components that I talk about that are what it takes in terms of what it is to receive whatever it is that we're looking for when we are in a business like this. And it's really receiving what is ultimately in our highest good. And there's 4 basic principles that I go by. One is clarity of vision. What is the vision that you hold? The quality of experience that you hold for yourself in the growth of your business and the growth of your life. What's the vision? Have you cast that vision about where you want to be, where you want to go, what you want to contribute in, what you want to feel now, as opposed to waiting for something to arrive, and choose to feel it now instead? The second thing is clarity of purpose. Why am I here? Why are you here? What brought you here? What keeps you here? It's interesting. There have been times over the past years since the beginning where I've seen people, I hear that they left and then they come back. They leave Prove It and they come back to Prove It, or they're thinking about leaving and they're not sure if this is really for me. And because this is such a like my wheelhouse, which is the psychology of all this, I always ask those people, I always seek them out. You left and you came back. You were thinking about leaving, you decided to stay. Why? What brought you back? What made you decide to stay? And 100% of the time, it's the same answer: the community. It's who we are as a community. It's who we get to be as a community. It's what is it that how we engage with each other within our team, how we engage with the larger Prove It community. And really, most importantly, in many ways, is what is it that we bring to the table to Prove It? What do we bring? Instead of what are we expecting Prove It to give us, what are we bringing? What are our unique gifts? What are our superpowers? Our ability to communicate effectively, our ability to, have a strong sense of empathy, of kindness, of contribution. What are our superpowers? Years ago, I was in another company, And I had this whole idea of talking about concepts that we do here at Prove It all the time. And I pitched this whole thing, and I said to this guy, and I said, so what do you think? He goes, well, that's not how they do it. And I go, what? He goes, that's not how they do it. That's not how they do it in the industry. And I said, well, who is they? Is there a phone number? Is there an office, a they office that I can go to? Well, I'm confused here. I thought we were they. Well, I can tell you that we are the they that you've been looking for, that I've been looking for. It's us. So clarity of purpose, very, very important. Third thing is consistency of faith. The idea that we're going to stay strong, and Nick was talking about if you want to create something here, you can. You have to be consistent. You have to be willing to stay. All these things. But what is the consistency of faith and trust that you have in yourself, that we hold for each other? And are we ready to start acting from the place of where we want to go rather than the mental and emotional outbursts of our past? Are we ready to leave that stuff behind? The mental and emotional outbursts of our past, leave them behind, because I will tell you this. When you have a clarity of vision, the only thing that will separate you from that vision is your past. If you act from the past, if you think from the past, if you feel from the past, you will continue to create the past. So when you create this clarity of vision, when you have this strong vision, when you have a clarity of purpose, when you have a consistency of faith, make sure it's heading in a direction where you don't necessarily know how I'm going to get there, but you know what, I'm going. That's what we had in the beginning. We had no idea. We were jumping out of an airplane and building a parachute on the way down. We had an undeniable faith and belief in ourselves and each other that this was something special. And it's continued to prove that itself over time. So having that consistency of faith is going to be critical. The fourth thing is an ongoing depth of gratitude for all of it, for everything. Somebody said to me, how was your December? And I started to answer, started to go, no, you know what? Really super grateful. It's been a great month. Hasn't been months that I've had in the past, but you know what? I'm so deeply grateful for everything that I have. So carrying that faith with you on a daily basis, from the moment you get up to the moment you go to bed, and it starts over again the next day. Many of you do gratitude lists. It's not something people say to me, one time somebody said to me, Mitch, you'll be proud of me. I got my gratitude list out of the way. Like something they did in the morning. I'm like, you got your gratitude out of the way. Gratitude is the way. Like, be grateful in the moment. Allow each moment to bring something special and something unique. We don't always have to know where we're going if we have that consistency of faith, if we have that clarity of purpose, if we have that clarity of vision, and we're grateful regardless of it, because we don't know what our divine timing is. None of us do. But what we know is, what is our heart saying? Where is our heart driving us? Where is it taking us? Sometimes we know, sometimes we don't know. But if we're willing to trust and we're willing to have that faith, and we're willing to hold tight to that, then that's what's going to carry us. That's what's going to be about holding the vision. What is the quality of experience that you're looking for in your life and improve it? Take time to not only ask that question, take some time each day to answer that question. Allow that answer to expand. Allow it to change. Allow it to grow. And as long as you stay on track with that and hold those four elements, vision, purpose, faith, and gratitude, you will create something that will be ultimately in your highest good. Natalie, is that your name again? Back to you.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was sleeping. I fell asleep there, but I'm awake now. Y'all, Mitch is absolutely awesome. And he's right. Like, the coolest thing about our community is it keeps us coming back. Like, we just love hanging out with each other. It's one thing to be in a group of people that, helps you grow in sales or helps you make more money or helps you achieve your goals. It's a whole nother thing. Like Mitch's topic of whole person economics, like whether you stay with us in the company 3 months, 3 years, or the next 13 years. We want you to be the best version of yourself all along the way as we grow together, getting better and better and better. And there's nobody better than Mr. Mitch Newman on that. So y'all give him some hearts in the chat to let Mitch know that you love him and that you stayed awake the whole time he was talking and you're so pumped. Good. Don't forget, I've got giveaways coming up, you guys. I took notes on Mitch. I've got a notebook full of good ideas. We've got one more speaker tonight. I don't know if you all are ready. I would put on some goggles. I would put on your seatbelt if you're in a chair, because this guy comes in at 100 miles an hour, hot and ready to go. So, Mr. Rutherford, what's happening?
Go, pal. All right, go, buddy. We're going to watch Michael Maverick go down a woohoo.
Oh, you're at a ski hill.
Here we go. Yo! Whoa! Oh, let's party, buddy. You can go again, pal. What's up? The
What
timing
is
of that
up?
was quite perfect. Just Stella, help check, go. I'm fired up. I'm glad to be on. We got a
Good.
nice little timing transition. We're gonna switcheroo with Keisha. Hold on, you want to say hi to Keisha real fast? Say hi to
Nailed it.
everybody.
Hi.
Okay. All right, switch.
What
I
are
was
you
like,
feeling, Rutherford, for the vision of 2023 for you, your family? Prove it. I'd love to hear all that.
Well, give me one moment and I'll tell you. All right, there we go. Stroller is stationary. I think the short and skinny is, here's the good news. If you've been here for a while, my guess is several of you have been here for a long time, or, for a reasonable amount of time. People still don't know what ketones are. You know what I mean? Like Natalie was involved in a company that did, I don't know, $1 billion, $1.5 billion, some crazy number. But everybody had heard of the ingredient since the day that they started that business. They sold a product that everybody had already drank before. Like it was a protein drink. They just sold it really, really well. I have another friend of mine who's all excited. They just joined a brand new makeup business. I go, dude, you're selling products to people who already have the product. You're convincing them to get a new version of the old one they already have, and they don't need any more of it to begin with. How are you pumped about that? It just doesn't make it. It's like getting into business is selling me hooded sweatshirts. Dude, I got a closet full of hooded sweatshirts, bro. I do not need another one. Let alone will it change my life if you got me to buy 2 or 3 of them. We just have something that's so unique and so special. And I think in 2023, it's time we actually really act like what we have. I was on with Dustin the other day, and Dustin was on with somebody's doctor, somebody's neurologist, somebody's, bedside hospital person, and the product changed the person's life. No physician, no medical treatment, no anything could do anything to that person's life. And their aunt gives them a pack of the ketones, and the same stuff my stupid, chubby, goofy looking ass shares with my friends. Like the physician is sharing, or somebody sharing with their cousin or their aunt. The physician doesn't have it. The product completely metamorphoses that person's life. I'm being very generic, by the way. Completely metamorphoses that person's life, and it's just this little old network marketing powder. That's what Natalie told Corey this was 7 years ago. It's just your little network marketing powder, Nicholas. Isn't going to help Corey's back. Well, guess what? It did. This product's so powerful that it's about time we really acted like what we have. In other words, this radically patented, incredibly researched, high caliber product deserves to have the business really drive it. And, to me, I feel like I can speak for myself. I feel like we're a puppy who's lost its way in success, as silly as that sounds, in knowledge, in expertise and wisdom and experience. Where I said this morning on the huddle call, one of my favorite lines of Mitch's is, we were never smarter than when we were dumber. And for many of us, it's really about to get back to the basics of what started our business. If a new promoter that we get started isn't doing what Natalie Kilborn did for the first 30 days do you remember when you called Casey Self on the telephone? Do you remember the 3-way call? Do you remember the 3-way call where Casey said she had Kelly was interested? Kelly and her husband were going out for sushi for a date night that night. We got their sushi dinner covered and comped, and within a week, Kelly, the Strahans, the West, the whole lot of them were at a local community event on a boat in Florida. The activities that got every single multi-million-dollar earner in our organization don't even exist anymore. The physical meetings, the physical events, the physical activities. Epic was great. It's not what's going to get it done by itself. So I'm radically excited. Many of you do this already. If you look at Nick's travel schedule, Nick's already in living rooms. He's doing it. And several of you are too. Sarah Ramos is doing it. She just is. There's physical events happening. I want to amplify those in 2023 in a big way. And I want to be, for me, mostly what I'm excited about for my family is experiences where we really do a good job weaving our family's adventures, Keisha and my adventures, and our business's growth in like physical live events, where we get really good at those this year, where we get tenacious at going back to the basics and the simplicity. It's funny, I was texting Nick when Mitch was sharing. I didn't do any ID frame at all. You guys all did a really good job of it. I did a poor job of it. I'm Michael. Nice to meet you. Figure it out later. You'd be better off learning those guys. I get to know them better anyways. But you literally did an ID frame to the fundamentals of just who you are and who you are here. And I liked it. Like it made me smile. It was simple and it was clean and, frankly, to the basics. And I think for many of us, we've got the simplest product ever. We've always said if we just network marketed ketones, it'd be the biggest business in the history of community-based marketing. Instead, we've got so far away from actual community-based marketing, it's more of an affiliate business lately. And for me personally, I'd love to have the intersection of both of those conversations be big this year. And, the other thing I would share too is we have a whole squad of folks. I don't know how many there is, 10, 15, 25 of us that I would say we're kind of OGs. All the names I rattled off a moment ago, we're all a part of that. We've all made multiple $1 million for our families. None of our families are on the struggle bus like they used to. Everybody has, at a minimum, one really nice house, if not 2 to 10, or in Natalie's case, 40. And economically, people are just in a completely different situation than we were when we got started, when we got our first sample pack. And then there's this, I don't want to call it a gap. There's this next wave of people. That are, I don't want to say us, phase 2. I don't know another way to say it with words, but hopefully that makes sense. It's our team, 2.0. It's the next phase. It's who on the Zoom is on the come up and is at $2,000 a month, $4,000 a month, $6,000 a month, $8,000 a month. They're just getting their first house. They're just getting their first investments put together. They're just getting off their first credit cards paid. They're really starting to pay their car down, and they're starting to make some financial moves, and the team is really starting to become stable with them. You guys, 6, 12, 18 months from now, you can be in a completely different life, completely different tax bracket, completely different investment and savings bracket, in leading your family from a place of strength instead of a place of uncertainty or frankly just hope, creating real knowing. That's the word I would use, a real sense of knowing that comes from helping a lot of people change their life. You can put your family in just a radically different financial position, which puts you in a choice position. It puts you in a position to make choices. It puts you in a position to travel differently to see your family, more frequently to see your family, whatever that looks like to you. So the world is weird. It's continued to get weirder. It's expected to be a weird year. If you watch anything on the news, as far as the market goes, the economy goes, people are dying from weird stuff left and right. We want you to have real stability for your family. We want you to have real decision-making for your family. That's not based on planes and jets and, exotic vacations, but real quality, rich time with your family, real quality, rich time like Nick had today with his kids. I'm so happy he was skiing during the huddle call. And I'm glad he texted me that he was, because it made me appreciate the call even more than not knowing that he was skiing with his kids at the time. Does that make sense? That was a real leverage point as an illustration to know just how powerful what we have is. And look, at the end of the day, we band together. This team is as talented as anybody in this whole industry. We just are. You are. Look around. There's no one that knows how to do what Mitch knows how to do in all of every company that I've ever seen. Do you guys understand that? Like, if you've watched people, there's no one that knows how to do what Natalie knows how to do. I'm very happy she's very focused right now, and it's very fun to watch her be excited and kick butt. There's nobody that has a good combination of left brain, right brain, fun, goofy, silly, dance, mildly weird also, and wildly smart, analytical, numbers, drives the business than Nick and his wife, and then me, whatever that means. So between the team of us and all of you guys, we have a stacked deck. We got to start acting like it. So I really just want to pull together however I can be involved in that as a piece of the leadership team. You know, I think it's going to be a massive year. For some of us, it has to be a massive year. If that makes any sense. We got to go build it. And there's no secrets of how to do it. We just got to go do what we know how to do, what many of us forgot. So back to you, Natalie, or whoever.
It's me, back to me. I love that. And I think you're right. Like, whether you're an old dog like us and you've been here for almost 8 years, or you've been here 5 years or 4 years or 2 years or 1 year, like, or 7 days, like some of you, the good news is you really are on a stacked team with people who really care, who really love you, who really want you to hit your goals. And when we all lean in that together, there's something that I love, like Michael just mentioned, man, Mitch has these unique set of skills. Nick has these unique set of skills. I do, you do, Mark does, Tammy does, Ann does, Michelle does. Like, nobody can be Michael Rutherford and nobody can be Tammy. Like, we want Tammy to be the best version of herself. And the cool thing is, when she shows up being the best version of her skills or herself, she has skills and gifts and talents that I don't have, that Mark doesn't have, that Michelle doesn't have. And when we get to share those, when it's like, oh man, I get to learn from Amy, and I get to learn from Mitch, and I get to learn from Stephanie. And it's this really cool sort of covering where it's like, man, I'm not awesome at that, but Amy is, and I get to lean into her strengths. Or man, there's something that Emily's really great at that might not be a skill that I have, but I get to lean into her strength, and we cover each other in this team format where it's like, man, we just win together. That's what we do. That's what this team does. So I'm super, super excited. Have y'all enjoyed the call? Give Michael Rutherford some love in the chat. And do y'all know what time it is? It's giveaway time. It is giveaway time. Okay. I have it already written down, the 4 things that are going to be the giveaways. Are you ready? And I'm watching the chat. Hold on, because the chat will keep it fair. The chat will keep it fair. So I am looking for, I'm looking at the chat. You know, we have our iFast coming up. Our iFast is absolutely amazing. How many of you have an iFast, or you have an iFast coming? Okay, good. I need you to tell me how many letters are in the word intermittent fasting. How many letters? I'm looking for the first person. How are you all so fast? Oh, Shay, you were one off. Amy, intermittent fasting has 19 letters. Amy, how do I say your last name? Shahin Lari. Amy Shahin Lari. Are you all, can you come off mute and tell us hello? Maybe. Where are you? Are you here, Amy?
Hey.
Amy, you are the fastest.
I'm here. Can you see me?
I can. You're the fastest letter counter in the West. I don't know how you did that so fast. It took me like the whole time Mitch was talking to count to 19 with the word intermittent fasting. I'm so excited. So you have won, Amy, a $75 swag reimbursement. So here's what that's going to look like. And Amy, you have to follow directions. Do you have a piece of paper?
Ooh.
Okay. So first thing is you're going to buy the swag. You're going to go onto Prove It's website. You're going to buy swag. Up to $75, you will be reimbursed.
All right.
And then you need to email simplefunketo@gmail.com. Simplefunketo@gmail.com. Make sure you put the subject line, $75 swag, and then just let them know they need to see your receipt that you've purchased your swag. Look at Emily is working the chat for you. Put in the subject that you've bought your swag, put in there the receipt so they can see that you bought it, and then also give your Venmo or your PayPal for them to be able to reimburse you, and you'll get $75 back. That's exciting. Everybody give it up for Amy.
Very
good. This is good. This is good. Okay. Are you all ready for the next giveaway? I mean, Mark, you didn't have enough fingers and toes to keep going. I mean, I saw you really working on it. We need more fingers. Okay, here's the next thing. Let me get in the chat so I can be looking. I need the first person who can tell me what is written on Mitch Newman's backdrop in the chat. Oh, Emily, so close. No, like the whole thing. I need the whole thing. We need, oh, nobody's got it yet. Hold on, I'm looking in the chat. Oh, Emily came in clutch. See, listen, people, you got to give the whole story. Emily Chase, The Inside Game with Mitch Newman.
The best podcast on the planet. Duh.
Listen, we don't want to give him a plug, Emily. We do not want to give him a plug. He won't, I mean, he's not going to sleep tonight after that plug. Oh my goodness. It is a great podcast. If y'all aren't on my friend Mitch Newman's podcast called The Inside Game with Mr. Mitch Newman, you should write that down. But good, Emily, you've won. You want a shaker. Yeah. Okay, so Emily, you're going to email simplefunketo@gmail, put in the subject line shaker, and make sure you put in your name and your address so the team can get that out to you. Way to go. Okay, we got another one. Is anybody at a laptop? Nick, are you at a laptop where you can see all of the live people at the same time?
I only see 25.
Oh, there's more than 25 live. Okay. Nick,
yeah, we got like 50.
Nick is the judge. Nick, you're going to have to toggle screens. Nick is the judge. He's going to tell you the first person he sees. Are you all loose at your desks? You can move. I would get on the edge of your chair. Come on, Tammy, get on the edge of your chair. Mark, Michelle, you have two people playing this game. Your friend better really get off the hiney and get cracking. I need the first person to come back with a jar of pickles. The first person to get pickles. Hurry up. Oh, Bo, do you not eat pickles? Nick, who's got pickles?
I mean, that's a lot of jars, but the first jar that I saw was Stacy, just straight Stacy. Who's that? Stacy Tillman, I think.
Stacy in the black t-shirt. We see you. Oh, Bo, you could have made an effort. It's okay. It's okay. Oh, Susan's in her car. Susan, are you telling me you don't have pickles in your car? Come on. That is a staple on the low carbish lifestyle is the pickle. Okay, Stacy, you won the $75 in swag credit. So you're going to email simplefunketo@gmail.com, put in the subject line $75 in swag, and let us know, purchase the swag, and then send the receipt in that email, and then also include your Venmo or your PayPal so that the team can zip you over that money. Sound good? Okay. Stacy was the pickles winner. I mean, are y'all having fun? Come on. Amber said we need one for the slow typers. That was her first issue. Now she said we need one for the slow movers. I mean, we're really gonna have to pare this down. let's do, how about, not to put Mitch Newman on the spot, but Mitch, do you have a Prove It trivia? Do you have any Prove It trivia, or Nick? I have another one written down, but maybe it's too aggressive if you can't type fast or you can't move fast.
I mean, let's see. I'll do we'll do two, because we can do as many as this next one. So one will be more for people that have been around for a little bit, and another one will be for maybe those that are paying attention. What city, you can type this in, do your Prove It packages ship from?
Ooh, Katrina.
Who got it?
Katrina did.
All right.
Katrina, you've won. You won a shaker cup. So, Katrina.
Oh my gosh, I'm so excited.
I mean, you need so many shakers with all those babies and all the adventures you have. You can never have too many shakers. That's for sure.
Should we do one more?
So, yeah.
What was the 5th flavor of drinkable ketones?
Oh. Oh, these are good guesses. I'm not even sure if I know what the 5th flavor is confidently. It's not orange. I can tell you that, Amber. It's not. Orange was the first.
All right. I
Swiss
see a
was
winner.
the second, right?
So it was orange. Then it was chocolate swirl. Then it was Maui punch. Then it was raspberry. Actually, then it was Swiss cacao. Then it was raspberry lemonade. So who was the first that said raspberry lemonade?
Let me look.
Samantha Ann. There you go. All right. Woohoo.
She was fast. Sweet. Is that a shaker cup?
That's a shaker cup.
Okay, so Katrina and Samantha, make sure you email in the subject line shaker to simplefunketo@gmail.com and include your mailing address and let them know that you won a shaker cup. I love the everybody was typing so fast. I see orange, I see heart Bart, I see Maui Onch. These are good. These are good. Maybe these are good flavors for when we launch a new one. Oh, who wants some heart Bart? Y'all are absolutely awesome. Listen, my personal feeling is if we're not having fun, we're doing this wrong. There is enough things in the world that are set up and ready to tear you down and to fill your mind with not great things and to remind you of shortcomings. That's not what we are. That's not how we do this. We are here to encourage you and have fun and create some super fun memories. Nick was texting me. He's like, people running for pickles was so funny. Listen, we're having fun. You should tell people, oh my gosh, I was just on a amazing business Zoom and 55 people just ran for pickles. Like, you really missed. Listen, if you have teammates that weren't on the call, you just need to put in the chat, like, holy smokes, that run on pickles was crazy. And let's just get them spinning on what could have happened. You don't want to miss these things. You don't want to miss them. So y'all are awesome. January is here. I know a lot of people set new ideas, new goals, new things. Like, don't feel overwhelmed if you miss a mark one day. Like, the coolest thing is every single day is a new day. And I think better than to think, oh, I set a goal for January, or I set a goal for 2022 and it's only the 2nd and I've already screwed up. That's not what it is. It's January 2nd. If you didn't hit your goal today, guess what? Tomorrow, January 3rd, is a whole brand new day and you've got a great chance to hit your goal. So I think I'm reading a book right now that's really amazing. And it talks about like, rather than setting like things that are like, oh, I failed for a week, or I failed for a month, or I failed for a year. It's breaking things down to, man, I didn't hit it this hour, or I didn't accomplish what I wanted to this hour, but it doesn't affect the other 23 hours in my day, or the other 7 days in my week, or the other 31 days in my month, or the whole year. Right. So I would encourage you all, as we close this out, set for yourself those bite-sized things of like, this is what I'm going to get done tonight before I get to bed. I'm going to read a chapter in my book. I'm going to listen to a great podcast. I'm going to do a reboot. I'm currently doing a 60-hour reboot myself. I'm like 20 some hours in, and here we go. Here we go. So y'all are absolutely awesome. We love you. We're so thankful for you. And let's make the rest of the year the best of the year. Y'all are awesome. Bye.